Hello, this is my usability study for my set of print instructions. So I used the full draft of my print instructions for the usability study, and they had a pretty rough design and lacked images but contained all of the necessary writing content at the time. To test the instructions, I created a quiz that was subdivided into a performance test, a location test, and understandability. This required participants to walk through uh, some of the steps on their own, locate information, and answer a comprehension question. I had asked the participants to act like they were preparing the patient so that their blood pressure could be taken, locate one of the main arteries, and then also locate information on varying blood pressure levels in the document, and locate information on how to put the blood pressure cuff on the patient, and then just how would you prepare the cuff for use, and have them walk me through that again. And I kind of thought these were key because when you're going through a set, you are going to need to actually perform some of these tests. Are going to have to go back and locate information for reference, and also you're going to have to overall understand the ideas and what's going on. So my participants were college students and not exactly my targeted audience, since the document is directed towards people either working in or knowledgeable of the healthcare field. However, since all participants have had their blood pressure measured in the past, they had enough previous knowledge from experience to be able to comprehend the set. I conducted the study remotely by sending participants the quiz and the document through email or Canvas, and then after completing the quiz, the participants sent their feedback to me in a new document with answers to the questions, and then I recorded their participation in a document. For results, the study overall was pretty successful. I was able to create a document that the participants were able to navigate and comprehend for the most part. There were some problems with anatomy terms. Participants did add their own commentary and suggestions, and many suggested that I explain the anatomy of terms, but at the same time they qualified that by saying they understood that this was directed towards healthcare professionals with a little bit more knowledge of these sort of things. So the images were also suggested, which I did add later in my final document. And then as for problems, a major downfall was not owning my own blood pressure cuff or stethoscope. I was able to borrow one to make the video, and I knew the technique well enough to write instructions, but I didn't think ahead for the usability study. So because of this, creating the quiz was really my best bet without having to completely start over on the other two sets and stray away from the medical field. So ultimately, I made sure to better explain my target audience in the introduction and added many more images to the set, thanks to the results of the usability study. Also, to have all your supplies was pretty important. I wish I had my own cuff and stethoscope, but unfortunately I do not, which didn't really help for conducting a typical usability study and perhaps getting different results on how things turned out. Lastly, it's very important to understand your audience, both in terms of who you're presenting the document to and who you're writing it for. And after this, I really understood that there was a pretty big difference between the two in my case. Thank you.